Peace, 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 peace. It's been one day, y'all. It's been a day, okay? My apologies for the craziness with the screen and all. However, I remember before I went on my fast, I had decided that I was no longer going to gatekeep um, videos. If I made them the same day, put them out. I would make about hella videos and just have them sitting. And sometimes it's just not divine timing for people to hear certain things. And my spirit had to work with me on that. So here it goes, another one today, my beautiful beings. So I was in my room and I was listening to this book. And I'll list the book down below in the chat as an audio book. Because me and sitting still is like a challenge, but I'll sit still to do something else. So I was doing a puzzle, 1,500 piece puzzle, and listening to this book. And I mean, I had to stop doing the puzzle about 10 different times because I just cried, y'all. Okay. I think this is a little bit more of what I was talking about earlier, right? So let's jump right on into it. So every instant, every situation, every experience is a step closer to your evolution, believe it or not, your soul's evolution, right? Even I look at certain situations, at times and I cry and I cringe because I don't understand why I'm having that certain situation at that point, that place in space, and it's just like I'm very emotional. So it's like, how do I stay calm and breathe through certain situations when some of these situations can take you through a hell state, right? When I'm able to look at situations that I've had in the past, um, it's amazing what I acknowledge about them, right? And when I see them from a bird's eye view, I'm often amazed at what that experience was teaching me and why I needed that particular experience. And don't get me wrong, sometimes we put our own selves in some stupid shit. But oftentimes certain situations are needed for our soul's growth. I'll give you a couple of examples. So my girl's dad, that was a long and arduous connection. And it got into the point where I had to, I tried so many times to say, hey, you know, I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to fight with you. Can we just talk about the girls? And no, every time there was a conversation, it was anger, it was hate, it was just disgust. And at some point, I said, you know what? I will no longer tolerate your BS. And I think we've talked one time, maybe two times in the last year. And our children are young, but I rather protect my peace and create boundaries instead of allowing you to stomp all over my energy. Another situation, I have a sibling, and this sibling used to call me and want to bring up DT. And it was just a whole mess, y'all. It was a mess. Every time this name would come up, I mean, anger would rise. And I mean, it was horrible. At some point, I said, you know what? Check this out. If you going to call my phone, you call my phone with respect and don't talk that name. This individual was upset that I wouldn't respond. 444. I wouldn't respond to this name or react to this name like the world do, or how he wants me to react to it. because I'm not upset about this person. I think the person is truly funny. I love the person. I do. Um, when we sit back and we're able to see things for what they are and see the game, we're not going to sit there and be like, oh yeah, and follow along with everybody else. Oh yeah, I hate that person. I remember one time I asked this lady, I said, why do you hate that person? And she stopped. And she couldn't even answer the question. And it was just very surprising how the world hated this individual. And I was just like, how can one person be hated so much? But I guess that's the balance of things. I don't know. I don't give a shit. But I had to create those boundaries. And I had to look at those situations, those experiences, and really grasp the wisdom from them. And I was grateful for going through some of the things that I went through, even though it didn't feel good at the time. But when we look back at our experiences, like, wow, we learned something new. We gained some wisdom. And more importantly, I'm a little more at peace because I didn't allow it to take me to a space that I couldn't come back from, you know? So, with that being said, live your life. Love your life. It's your life. It's the only life you're going to have. It's the only life that you do have. And it's okay. It's okay not to be okay. So, get gain something extraordinary from every experience. And with that being said, you are loved. Have an amazing rest of your day. May this find who it needs to find.